Hello, we are Restocked members Vikram Subramanian, Michael Quinn, and Jin Huang. This is our final presentation for SE490. We'll first start off by trying to understand the problem we're trying to solve. In the e-commerce space, there are always some products that are in very, very high demand, but supply is low. There can be multiple reasons for why the supply is low, supply chain issues or an artificial scarcity created by the company, but demand is still very high. And customers are often very, very keen on getting hold of these products and are willing to spend a lot of energy and money procuring these items. There are some very good examples. The PlayStation 5 or the NVIDIA GTX 3090 graphics cards were very, very good examples of supply chain issues limiting supply. New Lululemon products have the reputation of being hard to get hold of. And we theorize that customers have no easy way of tracking these products and procuring these products. Solutions have been found by users. Online communities exist where if you found a product that this community is looking for, you would alert them. Or people resort to simply refreshing the online e-commerce page every now and then to see if the product is back in stock. We think there's a better way of doing this.
Our solution is Restocked, and it's a web application that provides a service to automate the monitoring process for online products. So users can simply enter the URL to the product that they want to monitor, and then whenever that product is available for purchase, they'll receive a notification on their phone, email, or whatever method they specify. So right now, existing services that are similar only work for some select websites, but what we want to do is make this a website agnostic solution where users can track multiple items at the same time on any website. So the potential market. One example of a kind of similar service is Honey. So it's an online plugin to a web browser that automatically applies usable coupons on e-commerce stores and is website specific. So in 2019, PayPal purchased Honey and evaluated it to be $4 billion, making it PayPal's biggest acquisition so far. Our goal is to create a notification system for online products that is website agnostic, and therefore our market size for the software is a percentage of the entire e-commerce industry, not just for fashion. But to give a sense of scale, in 2021, the global fashion e-commerce market was valued at nearly 700 billion USD. So the users that will be using our product are a small percentage of that. Specifically, it'll be targeting users that have moderate to long-term high demand on specific products, but we believe that this will still be a significant market cap for our product.
Now we will go through a quick demo of our MVP that we have built. There isn't much to it. There is pretty much only one thing you can do, which is throw in the link to a product you want to track and your phone number to set up an alert in. And that's what the instructions on the website also talk about. And this is by design. We want the website to be nice and simple and easy to use and easy to understand. So let's go ahead and set up an alert and see what it looks like. So let's say I really want this Uniqlo jacket that's out of stock. I copy the link over to our website and then also input my phone number. I select my country and then I input my phone number. Once I do that, I hit the create alert button and that shoots off a request to the backend. The backend processes the request, creates an alert, and once it's successfully done that, it sends a confirmation message that you're seeing right now. At the same time, the backend also sends a message to the phone number you've input, confirming that a request has been set up. And of course, once a change is detected in this link, we would send an SMS to the phone number here as well. Restock also works on mobile, and this is the mobile version of our UI. And we expect a lot of traffic for Restock to come from mobile websites. Some things to note about our MVP. We have, since making this MVP, we have talked to some of our peers. We've talked to a lot of users and also done some demos. And we've gotten some very good suggestions about our UI, and some recommendations about how we can improve it. So we're still working on it, but this is our MVP. The second thing is that you will notice that we don't have a domain, but instead a IP address. This is because we're having some issues configuring our HTTPS settings and also figuring out how our domain works with our backend and front end and whatnot. But it's a work in progress and will be fixed soon. And here is a screenshot of the messages that you will get on your phone from Restocked. The first message you see on the screen is a confirmation message saying you're tracking said item, and then if the item is back in stock, you would get the second message that you see.
So now looking at the architecture from the current sort of initial version of the application, starting from the user interface, our front end is built with React and deployed as a static site on Firebase. It communicates to our backend server via REST API calls, for which we use Unicorn. And the backend parses user inputs for products that they want to monitor using web scrapers, Selenium, and Beautiful Soup, and enters that information into a relational database running on MySQL. In our backend, we also have a diff checker and notification service, which pulls the database for the current products that are being monitored, queries the stored links and information, and detects if any changes have been made so that the product is detected to be back in stock. And so if so, the service utilizes an external Twilio SMS API service to notify subscribed users and also updates the database every time it checks, storing the information of the most current version of the product links that are being monitored. So the workflow model is quite straightforward, as you can see. Just to demonstrate a bit further the way the product works. So the user enters a link to the product that they want to receive notifications for, Restocked processes that information, and then once that change is detected on the website, a notification is sent to the user. And then this functionality is also shown in our data flow diagram, where we store the product data into a database, and then the diff checker is continuously running against the database and notifies users as appropriate. Now for our current deployment process, at the moment the front end is deployed by git CI/CD whenever a push to the main branch is made. The backend is currently manually deployed, but it'll soon be automated to behave similarly. And Google Cloud Platform also saves older versions of the software, so if a new release breaks a service, the recovery is quite straightforward. And we currently use Docker as well to deploy our application. So now moving on to discussing the user interviews and sort of research that we conducted. We spoke to other software engineering students and also potential users of Restocked, asking for their impression of the product and any advice following a live demo. So at this stage, we had a rough first draft of the user interface and a working backend, which detected just any change on a website, then sends notifications to users subscribed to that site changes. So at a high level, we received feedback for the user interface to ensure the UI elements are consistent with each other, to keep the website as simple and minimal as possible to support the core product notification subscription functionality. And then feedback unrelated to the interface included a recommendation to use a cloud containerized platform such as Google Kubernetes engine for scaling and resource management, and to market using social media as well to gain users. One example was creating a Twitter bot to advertise Restocked based on keyword detection. If people said, oh, I like this product is out of stock, I really want to buy it though. We could have a bot that would automatically post a reply that advertised our product. And then another feedback from an interviewee was that a lot of not in stock items in online stores will never be in stock again because they were perhaps last season's items and the company simply didn't clear those items from the website yet. Or, for example, leftover stock was available in the physical brick and mortar stores, so the listing stays up, but it won't actually become available again online. These are sort of like edge cases or things that we'll also have to keep in mind for further development of this product. And another interesting thing was we received some suggestions for further use cases. So one possible vertical expansion of the current design is to automatically purchase the product for the user once it comes back in stock. And another more horizontal development that was suggested was to implement notifications for when a product goes on sale as well. Similar function to existing popular online web browser extensions as well. And this could be a very simple use case to add on if we already monitor the web pages of specific products, for example. The user interviews were overall very, very helpful. Some responses were mixed, and we think that based on the people that we interviewed, they don't fully represent target users for Restocked. We'll still have to consult a lot of other people and do more research as well. At the moment, the demand for the product is a bit lower than the expectation from before we conducted these interviews, but we believe that the success of competitors in the market refutes the possibility for the product just simply not being useful.
In terms of competitors, we have three general types. The first one is backing stock notification for specific online merchants and products, and they are always website specific, and they focus on vendors like Amazon, Best Buy, Lululemon. And a specific example is Lulu Notify, which they target customers like resellers or people who are really into Lululemon products, and they model their business by selling a membership to these customers. And we can do better than these back in stock notifiers as we aim to be website agnostic. We also learn from these competitors on how restocking information work on specific websites, and we believe that we can do better than them in our product. Next up, we have back in stock notifications like visualping.io, but that's more general. In fact, they advertise themselves as a website diff checker, and they want it to work for job hunting, house hunting, grade scholarship checking, price drop, and promotions and all that stuff. As it's marketing itself to be more general, it does attract a larger customer base, and in 2022, it has achieved 400K revenue with 2 million customers, and from their business model, they will be the main competitor in this market. And we believe we can still have a fair share of this market because they do not market themselves to be very specific to the online e-commerce space, and we believe that we can do a better job than them by building a better tool that help customers find what they need in specific fields rather than a general diff checker tool. And lastly, we have PayPal Honey, which is also a competitor in a sense that they're the biggest coupon and discount finder, but not exactly competing in the same markets as Visual Ping because the users have a different need. But we can still learn from their business model, and their success have clearly indicated that there is still a market for users to find discount, to find Restocked.info, and they indicate that there's a lot of monies to earn from this marketplace. In terms of monetization strategies, we have two major ways, and one is to run advertisements and the other is to have a paid premium feature. So in terms of advertisements, we can do it through Google's AdSense, which is one of the most popular and profitable agency. And the predicted ARR is around $8,000 per 50K website visits with their own AdSense revenue calculator. And this number can mean a lot to us. First of all, even the lowest amount is sufficient to cover most of the hosting costs and other operational costs. And once we scale up our product to have a similar user amount to, say, Visual Ping, who has 2 million users, it will be very profitable even with ads. Another portion of the monetization strategy can come from paid premium feature, which is to allow users to unlock better and new feature versus the free one. We can limit the amount of alerts that the user can have in the free version, and we can allow the users to check websites more frequently than the free version as well, to encourage them to pay for the product. And this method is used by competitors like Lulu Notify and other applications. And this can mean a lot to us as well if we determine that the users are more willing to use our product in a scalable manner versus the free version. In terms of challenges, we have both technical and marketing challenges that we want to resolve. The first one is site difference parsing. Since we want our product to be website agnostic, it is inevitable that there might be false positives for website changes that are small and the customer may not want to see, but we still alert to them. Reducing this number through tools like natural language processing and keyword matching will help us to reduce these false positives and earn trust from the customer. In terms of performance, we want to scale our product in a sense that we want to do the expensive queries in a batch or in a more efficient manner rather than querying the customer's requests one by one, and thereby reducing our server cost. Also, this brings up another problem of request rate limiting from websites. So most of the large e-commerce websites like Amazon, they have IP bans from frequent requests made by the same IP address. And even Google has this installed where you have to do CAPTCHA or human verification, or they simply ban your IP address for visiting the site too much. And to resolve these pitfalls for IP bans, we would want to use maybe a paid scraping service like Scraping Fish, where they have where they already have the product to have rotating proxies and different actual browsers to make these requests in a scalable manner, and thereby we can get past CAPTCHA and other forms of human verification posed by the website. And we also want to launch our product online, which we aim to do in the coming January. And we want to have the ability to have HTTPS in our backend, which we are working on right now. In terms of marketing our application, we want to gain as many users as possible, and social media marketing like short videos, reels on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok has proved to be one of the most powerful ways. For example, TikTok has produced significant results for B2C e-commerce startups, where it has an expected ROA ratio of 2.5 to 1, which means for every dollar spent on advertising, a good advertisement would give back around $2.5. And this is one of the main ways that we want to explore in terms of social media marketing.
In terms of next steps and our vision for the project, our first step is to fix some of the technical challenges that we still have. We talked about HTTPS and whatnot, and then addressing some of the UI UX feedback that we've got from talking to users and our peers initially. Then we would like to launch Restock, firstly as a beta product that a control group will use and try, and then eventually out into the open. And we hope to do this by mid-January. After that, we hope to launch our marketing campaign by trying some of the strategies we talked about. Specifically, we plan to start out making short form videos for TikTok and Instagram, and working on our Twitter bot and exploring other free marketing opportunities and ideas. So that's Restocked, how it works, and what our plans are. Thank you for listening, and we'd be glad to take any feedback.